What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Another episode, Time On with Shaq, your host, Shaquille Chains, in the building. About to come with our special guest coming on in a few minutes. So stick around. Got the CEO, Dean Jones, in the building. What's up? Got my boy Los in the building. What's going on? How y'all doing? Yeah, we're just here, waiting for our guests to come on. If y'all got any questions for them, y'all can always, come on, ask some questions and everything. And we'll get to the questions. So we'll be coming on in a few minutes. And we're going to get this episode started. Should be a good one. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Los Watkinson. He's holding it down. My man Dean Jones, CEO. Make sure y'all come out March 26th. First annual Prep vs. Public Girls Basketball Showcase fundraiser going down. Sponsored by Revolutions. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be bananas. Y'all don't want to miss it. So in about a few minutes, it's going to have my guy come on. We're going to get this show started. But in the meantime, shout out to, the Philadelphia Eagles looking like they're going to win. What's up, my sis, Betty in the building? We got our guests in the building. We just waiting for him to, come online. You know what I mean? He's in the building, so we just waiting for him to come on. And, Q&A together. So. What's going on? What's going on?
What's up?
Ain't nothing, man. I appreciate you, man, for coming on. Finally, about time. We got the king on. Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody on the show?
I'm James Jones. I go to East Catholic. I'm from New Britain. And, I just be hooping.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So while we on this show, if any of y'all fans got any questions y'all want to ask myself or y'all want to ask the honorary guest, just put it on there. We'll get to them in the time frame that we on. But let's get into it. First off, let everybody know when you fell in love with this game of basketball, where you was like, yo, I want this to be my job 24/7. Like, when did you fall in love with it?
Really, from like when I came out the womb, they kind of just gave me the ball because if you're from New Britain, my uncles, that's all they play. My dad, that's all he was around. So really, as soon as I was born, playing bitty basketball at the Boys and Girls Club, all that. So.
Okay. So who was kind of like your role model growing up? You know what I'm saying? Where you was like, man, I want to be like this person, man. I love the way they doing things. Like, who was your biggest inspiration growing up thus far?
I probably just say my father, like his impact on community, just as a person, definitely.
Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, like you stated, you from New Britain. Being from New Britain, how is the spiritual life out there? Because when you talk about sports, like around this area, everybody be like, yo, Hartford got the Ballers, East Hartford. I know the rich tradition of New Britain, but what is New Britain basketball compared to these other cities that's close to you?
I think your brand basketball is really important, but I think it's definitely overlooked. I feel like we don't get the respect we deserve at all, and show like what we got. Like there's a lot of people out there that you wouldn't even have known about that are nice from the brand. So.
Okay. So you gone from New Britain. What was your decision on going to East Catholic and saying, I want East Catholic to be my school of choice for academics and basketball?
Well, I watched them play like when I was younger in like middle school, and then I saw they a lot of guys going on to play the next level. I was really looking at like my future, like not just in high school, but the next level. So definitely that. And then, just Coach Riley, he's a great coach. So I thought like it would be like my best opportunity to get better at East.
Okay. Good, good, good. MVP, Spirit of the Dot. Who Paul MVP? Like, what was that feeling like getting those awards in such prestigious, basketball events and stuff? And what was the atmosphere like for you being who you are?
I definitely grateful for it, blessed, but I'm more excited that like, I got to share with my teammates. Like I wouldn't get it, no MVP if it wasn't for them. So
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Now, you spoke about, your dad being your role model. How has that been helping you through your basketball transition, academic transition with him being your support system?
I mean, he really makes it easy, just having worked in the education all my whole life since I've been born, really. So, like, education comes easy. Like, if I ever have a question about that, he's right there. Basketball too, or like shoot a text to one of his brothers. So it's real easy. He makes my life way easier.
Okay. Now, Hartford, they got a lot of basketball families there, but New Britain, you part of one of the biggest, what I'm saying, like known basketball family, spiritual families. What is it like having two legends as your uncles? Like, what is that like?
I mean, when I was younger, it was kind of annoying because everybody just expects me to be just like them, or if I had
Yeah.
a game, it's oh, you know, but Sean wouldn't have never done that. But like now, I really don't really pay no mind to it. I kind of just proud of it.
Nah, that's good. That's good. And with your game, you kind of like quiet, like you don't really, show that emotions, stuff like that. Like you just go out and nobody would know that you had close to a triple double or you had 25, 10, and 9. Like what drives you to make your game the way it is and your game to separate from everybody else's?
I really just feel like what separates my game is I don't have like I'm never too high or too low. Like I'm kind of just always level and playing calm. Like I like to be calm when I'm playing. I don't like to be all crazy, and I feel like that's like what helps me in like big moments.
And nah, definitely, definitely. I mean, you one of the, ones I love watching in this game, man, because like you so, smooth with it. And let's get to that. Where did this smooth come in? Like, where did that nickname? Because like that nickname, it fits you. Just like you got some like King, LeBron, fit, Shaq, myself. You know what I'm saying? Smooth. Like, where does that come from, and where did it come from? Because it fits you so well with your game.
Well, yeah. So it really happened. Like people used to just call me like every once in a while, like middle school. They would just be like smooth or whatever. But it really like a lot of people just really started calling me it during quarantine. Me and my boys like Darian, Jackson, Nas. We used to be at the park every day working out, and they used to just call me, and it just kind of just went from there.
Nah, that, that's real. So, what is it like playing at East Catholic and playing for a legendary coach like Coach Riley? Like, what is it that, what I'm saying, like that he do or he says that pushes y'all to have the level of success that y'all have had the past years now and before COVID season?
I mean, I would just say that we work in and like day in and day out, and then like it's really like college practices. Like when I go on my visits and practice, it's just like our practice. So just preparing us for the next level and not taking no games off, no practice off. Like that's what makes us great, I would say.
No, that's what's up. So, do you have like, because I know a lot of people, with their college choices. So, do you have like a top 5, like, schools and stuff like that? That you know what I mean?
I'm looking at maybe post graduating now, or
Okay.
but I still have my like I still have it open that I might go to college next year. I'll definitely make a decision pretty soon. So
Okay. And what would be the deciding factor for you to say, hey, I'm ready to go to college and ready to step in and contribute to a team, or I need that year to, mature more? Like, what would be that deciding factor for you?
really just how I feel like towards the end of the season. Really, like I think I'm ready to play with whoever, but it's not really about that. It's other stuff. So
Okay. So you're already, state champion. Looking to, be a two-time, state champion. Probably would have been more than that, but COVID hit or whatever. Do you feel your team is polished enough and ready to leap into that, stratosphere to get that repeat championship again this year?
definitely, I feel I believe in my team as a lot in myself. So I feel like we can compete with anybody, and I feel like there's no game we can't win. So
Okay, since you had your wonderful storied career, East Catholic, who would you say has been the hardest player to play against? Like the hardest player to like guard, or the hardest player to play against thus far in your career, and who's been the hardest team that you have played against since playing, your years at East Catholic?
uh, I'll probably say hardest player I played against was when I was a freshman playing against just Matt in practice, Matt Nolan that goes to Yale now, and then
Okay.
hardest team I probably just say like my own team in practice, like going against them in practice every day. They know my moves the most, so I'll probably say them.
Okay. That's a good one. I don't want to let out the bag. You know what I'm saying? That's a good one. That's a good one. So, if you do go on to college, what are you looking to like, major in, and stuff like that?
I don't know what I want to major in, but none of that yet. But I just know that I want to play basketball at the highest level that I can play at.
Yeah. So, is there a team on your schedule this year that remaining, that you looking to go against and really like, say, hey, I want to do great against this team, or you just look at it like, listen, it's just another team on the schedule?
I kind of just look at every game as just a regular game. I mean, I don't really like try to put too much pressure on games. I feel like that's what makes you not perform. But obviously, I'm gonna state the obvious and say that we play Northwest. Like that's a huge game. That's probably gonna be the biggest game coming up.
Definitely. So, you know so take us, what I'm saying, like through like, a day. Like, what do you do, your repetition, so young kids can know, like, yo, dang, if he does this and I can do that, I can follow in his footsteps. Like, what's your day like when you get up from the morning to noon to evening? Like, what's your daily routine for you to make you such a great student athlete that you are right now?
Well, like let's say for like tomorrow, we have a game tomorrow. So like tomorrow, my shots been a little bit off. So I'm gonna wake up tomorrow 4 a.m. Go to the club with my dad, shoot till probably like 6:30 ish, and then go to school, and then come home, rest, recover, and then on to the game.
Nice. So, what do you feel is your greatest strength and your greatest weakness that you need to, work on to say, hey, I'm elite. Like, I'm on that elite status. Like what is your biggest strength and your greatest weakness?
Uh, my biggest strength probably just like my IQ for the game. I feel like I'm very smart, and I know when to do what, when not to do what, and then
Mm-hmm.
weakness. I just say athleticism, getting stronger and stuff. I don't really think like there's nothing like outrageously weak about my game.
Okay. So, how has like the AAU grassroots helped your game as well? Do you think that playing on the grassroots level with the team you've been playing with has also helped your game grow leaps and bounds to where it is right now, and it makes it easy to translate back into the high school season for
Yeah,
you?
I definitely say like the time I playing grassroots in COVID with my coach definitely helped. Like just developing me as a player and getting ready for the season, developing my skill work. So yeah, I definitely think that helped.
Definitely, definitely. So what advice, would you give the younger generation coming up, or somebody like, your sophomores, freshmen and stuff? What advice would you give them leaving from East Catholic to let them know what it is to be successful and be, an East Catholic basketball player?
I would probably say just like stay focused. Like the social media and how the world is now. Like a lot of things I think are acceptable that shouldn't be acceptable in this world. And I think you just gotta like put that phone down, put whatever the game down, and just play basketball, pick the ball up.
Definitely. And do you feel that plays a part, with a lot of, kids who are supposed to be super talented, but they're not because of the social media, the video games, and all that, instead of them really focus and working on their craft and stuff like that? You think that plays a major
Yeah,
part?
I definitely think people just see like the highlights of NBA players and think they can just step outside and just do what they do, but they don't see the work that they put in behind the scenes to get there and be able to do what they do on that stage. So like I feel like social media really is deceiving to a lot of kids nowadays, for sure.
Nah, definitely, definitely, definitely. I mean, nah, man. Anybody that's on here, what I'm saying, before we wrap it up and stuff like that. I mean, if y'all got any questions y'all want to ask this young, successful student athlete, y'all can say it right here on the screen, and he can answer them, best that he can and stuff like that. Have a little Q&A session. So what made you, since like, okay, you got a superstar uncle in basketball, superstar uncle in football. I mean, did you play football when you were when you were younger? And what made you, if you did, what made you say, hey, I'm leaning more to basketball than football?
I definitely loved football when I was younger. Like I played until I was in seventh grade, and like I actually didn't even know which one I liked more up until like high school. And the reason I stopped was pretty much just because my body, I'm 6'6", skinny, so football just wasn't gonna be it.
Yeah. Nah, definitely, definitely. You know what I'm saying? So I do this with everybody, all my guests on the show. If you, and we're gonna switch it up. You know what I'm saying? You had a game, you know what I'm saying, and you needed 5 players. Who your 5 players you gonna take in battle with you? They could be high school teammates, they could be college, NBA players. I need 5 from point guard to center. 5 players.
5 players
Yep.
that like that like I played with.
No, that you will go to battle with. You could pick players off your team. You could pick players off the NBA, the college. Who is the 5 players you're going to go to war with if they said, listen, game on the line, get your 5?
That's the easy question. My starting
Okay.
five, my East Catholic starting five.
Ooh, so you're going to take your starting 5 against Golden State Warriors starting 5?
Against anybody.
Man, listen, that's real. That's one of the realest answers, I got a lot of good ones, but nah, that's real, man. That's that loyalty right there to your team. I see why you were the leader of the team, one of the most well-respected young student athletes in the game. And you definitely gonna leave your mark, on East Catholic and Connecticut basketball. Once again, it was an honor and a privilege for you to come on the show, grace us and everything and stuff like that. And, we're going to be on the lookout, what I'm saying, for you and looking at the great things to come. Maybe, when you make your announcement, come back on the show and make your announcement live on here. But, we can talk about that. But anything you do, I know you're going to be very successful with it. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to your pops, for definitely holding you down and making you into that young man that you is today, man. So you want to say any parting words to your guests and your fans on the screen right now?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for having me, and like thank you for everybody that tuned in. I really appreciate it.
Nah, definitely, man. And once again, salute everybody. I thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Time Out with Shaq. It's your host, Shaquille James, with my guest, James Smooth Jones. Until next week, I'll see y'all again. Peace and love. See you.